your mind, as the leader said, and I believe that your life will be transformed. Hallelujah. Heaven is waiting for somebody who is prepared, somebody whose heart is ready. Because how ready are you? Turn to the neighbor beside you and say, how ready are you? Yeah, when we come to the house of the Lord, we are all to be set and be ready. And I'm trusting God that at the end of the service tonight, the very thing that we came here with, the Lord will meet our heart desire. Lift up your right hand. There is a way that God wants to flow with His people. Just a single prayer in 1 minute. You are telling God that God open the eyes of my understanding. Because the word from the Lord is not the man's word. The author himself is the Holy Spirit. So inviting the Lord open the eyes of my understanding so that anything that our dear Father will teach, it will be very elaborative and then it will be comprehensive in our spirit. In 1 minute, open your mouth and pray. That the Spirit of the living God will give you understanding beyond any other thing, so that your life will be transformed for good. God speaks once, but we hear it multiple times. But in any way that you are being perceiving it, may understanding will give it to you. In Jesus' name we are praying. With a big round of applause, shall we welcome the dear Father to take us into the presence. God bless you.
Everybody in the back, I'm not okay with that. So if you can help me come forward a little bit, I will appreciate that. Yes, thank you. We thank God so much for tonight, everything that God has been doing for us. I want you to pay very, very good attention as I take a few minutes to take you through the teachings that I'm taking you through. It does look to me as if I have approximately 2 more meetings and then I will be done, especially with my trip to Africa. Okay, so I want you to pay a very good attention as I take you through this service. By the grace of God. Today's date is marked as 1, is it 11? 11/22. Okay? All right. And we'll be dealing with 7-point money management tips to improve our financial goals. I have mentioned to you many times that what bothers us many a times that we have not been able to save money, even though we made, if we look at how many years we have been in the United States, up to today, and we don't have any money left, we will be surprised. Truly speaking, I'm being sincere, if you assess yourself, you've made over $1 million since you have been in the United States. And the truth is that is for real. If you have spent about 20 years in the US, I can tell you, yes, you are right there. $1 million since you've been here. Again, do you know how many goats you have eaten, just only you? How many of them? Can you calculate? How many tilapias have you eaten? How many boxes of tilapia have you eaten? It's the accumulation of work. Listen. I also mentioned previously that if you are watching me on Facebook, I want to take this time to thank you so much for watching and having time to listen. Do me a great favor. Please share. I want everyone to hear the sound of my voice today. So share. Thank you. Okay, so I want to start by bringing your attention to where we left off the previous time, especially last Sunday. Now, I have talk about track your spending to improve your finances. Today, I'm going to go on create a realistic monthly budget. Create a realistic monthly budget. Create a realistic monthly budget. So you ask me, what is a budget? What is a budget? Are you watching me? I want you to pay very good attention. If not, I'm going to take you back. And my good friend, you will help me answer a question. Are you ready? You are in school today. And I think you beat our fathers and mothers today. Now, what have I been teaching, or what have you heard me talk about? Of all that you have been coming, what has interested you most? Of all that you have been coming, I'm asking every one of you. I know if I point someone now, the person will say, hey, but I want you to tell me. You lift up your hand and then you help me grab that. Frida, are you going to do it? Okay, someone help me out. Somebody help me. Yes? Go ahead. How to spend and save money. Yeah, I will take that. Yes. Who else? Yes.
How to minimize our expenses.
How to minimize our expenses. That's good. I'll take it. Yes. Hello? Okay, go ahead. Yes. What have we talked about? Okay. Let me come in quickly here. Now, I'm going to quickly get you through. And again, my text that I've been using throughout this, who can tell me? Isaiah chapter
4 verse 6.
Good. Okay. Now, thank you for remembering that, and that helps me to know that you are understanding everything I'm talking about. But if you can't give me answers, it means we are behind. You are not getting absolutely anything from whatever I'm talking about. Okay? So in order for me to know that you are catching it, that will give me the edge to talk some more. It's when you give me feedback on all that. Are you working today? You are. Oh, I feel terrible for you. May the Lord help you in Jesus' name. Amen? All right. Okay, he's saying that create a realistic monthly budget. You are creating, when you say realistic, someone help me. Divine, can you break this down for me?
Okay. If I'm earning $1,000 every 2 weeks, I'm living in a home that I'm paying $600. I calculate, okay, I have 2,000 and I'm going to be saving $1,000. I'm going to eat as little as possible. And then you don't put like, okay, a brother from Africa may call you once in a while and you send some money, try to put the miscellaneous. You end up putting like, I can save $1,000. It looks so ambitious, so good, but technically it's impossible. Except we want to be wicked.
That is true. Thank you. Okay, so you look at this. Say, well, let me quickly give you a quick scenario here. Say budget, say monthly. That is every month. January, we are in January, so that's the month. Then they say realistic. Realistic, the word realistic means for real. That is for truth. Okay? Then they say create a realistic monthly budget. In other words, you are creating a place whereby if everybody see it and they know this is what it is. So the divine comes in and he says, well, you created it based on your budget and you are going to run with it. Okay, if we look at it technically, we have given ourselves every single month how much we spend. Every single month. And you and I came to a point of having about, in a month, we had $2,000, maybe $500. Hello? Can somebody help me? Is that where we came up? We may not. It might be different. I'm trying to get a right figure. Yes?
25,000. A month is 2,500.
Okay, so Madam Frida, here she comes in again. Madam Frida comes in and said, okay, Is that right? Okay, so she comes in, she makes 25,000, her expenses is 21,500. And we did compare to almost everybody. We realized that 80% of us are in this line. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So if I am in this line, and for example, Mama is making, or Mr. John is making 30,000. Okay? You compare her with Madam Frida, she's all the way ahead of Frida. So Frida has about, let's say, $4,000 at the end of the year. He had more money at the end of the year. He will have about $8,500 at the end of the year. You can't compare his to Frida. Okay, so let me take you further. Now, you are creating a realistic monthly budget. Budget means you are creating an expenses which will suit you throughout the year. If you can do more, for example, if somebody's budget or income is about 100,000, where does he shop after paying his mortgage? We'll call it, yes. Somebody give me, what do you put as a, what do you do at the end of the month? How much bills? What are the bills you pay? You pay for your rent, mortgage. What again? Your car payment. What again? Your gas. Utility like electricity. What do you pay at home? Phone bill. Correct. Yeah. And what else? Your food. Is that right? And at the same time, I have what is called miscellaneous. That day we added miscellaneous. You could use that as Ross. Okay? Is it Rose or Ross? So it's double S. Okay, good. Now, so you have all of this put up, and the budget you create, you say, well, at the end of the year, based on the teaching we'll be going through, we realize that we are on this map. Okay? That has become our budget. So if you go over that, I will call you are becoming greedy a little bit. Yes. Okay. So be realistic. This is what, and you have to. Ma'am, if you can save money, you have to stay with this. Again, if you want to make life, you are too young to live like you live in a palace. You will end up saving absolutely nothing. You will grow, and when you grow up, you won't have anything left. You are going to live your life on social security. You are in US, those of us that are in US. Listen, social security does not give you anything. What would they give you? Absolutely nothing. They give you $1,000 a month. And you and I know that every month you are making $4,000. Folks, that's what they make. Here they make too much money. If you convert it to Nigerian dollar, Nigerian naira, you are calling billion. Is it what you call million? How much do you is that one? Help me now, beg. Maybe 2.5 million. I'm a good calculator. This one is 2.5 million Nigerian naira. $4,000. Cameroon will call it how much? How much will Ghana call it? Liberia, what do you call it? In dollar. Is it the same dollar we eat here, you eat in your country? No. It's different, right? I would say we have been the most richest country in Africa. We used to use that. That was a long time ago. Is that right? Yeah. So, you cannot depend on social security to do whatever you want to do. So, you want to better your life. And that's why you cannot do anything but go through this. Clean this up for me. You cannot just do anything but make sure you create a realistic budget for your life. If you do create a budget for yourself, do not go over it. Don't go over it. If truly you want to sustain, you see, the problem we have is that we cannot get what we want. It's because of the way we base ourselves in our expenses. Listen, it is better for somebody, you hire a professional, even to control your money for you. If you know that you will go over it. The reason why credit card companies are making money is because it's you. Because you spend your own thousands of dollars, and at the end of the day, you go back into them and you take their money, and pay back to you becomes a problem. Therefore, your credit becomes junk. Create a budget. Create a realistic monthly budget. Don't just create anything like that. You can easily create anything. Let me give you some of the things that is not needed that you can easily create. Tell me, what are those things? Hey, I love to invest. Yes? Huh? No, you buy more clothing. That is more Ross. If they are not, they won't make sense. So let me say more Ross. Oh, you and I know that Walmart, you won't go there. Ross is the best place to be. You understand what I'm saying? Listen, I have a wife, lovely wife that would love to go to Ross. So I am a fan. I am also a customer to them. I even have a card for them. I don't understand me. Okay, so when I talk about Ross, that is why I shop. So that's why I put you out there. Michael Kors. How many of us goes there? You go there. You see, some of us, we don't go to Michael Kors. We don't go to Ross. Some of us, we go to Michael Kors. Very expensive. You shop there too, eh? That is why our money is missing. Now, I know you want a brand name. They call it brand name. So it means if I wear this shoe, that is not a brand name, so it's junk. Is that right? But many a time, the things we buy, one person admires it. The day you come to church, I say, oh, this is very nice. Everybody say it's nice. It's done.
Yes, sir.
That is why we've come to a class of saying that when you buy the things you want to buy, after you have worn them, you will carry it back to the store and say, this one is not nice anymore. Hello? You don't want me to say that, is that right? But that is the life we live here now. Even Uncle Clinton's wife, she did that before they became president of the United States. Everybody has done it. Hello? Huh? You don't do that? Or I have seen you have just come. You don't know, I'll show you the tricks. I'll show you the tricks. If you wear the shoe and the shoe is making something, you go to party, after the party, you return the market and get another thing. Let me go back to the next. Say, build up your savings. Build up your savings. Help me out. Clean this. Let me write the next thing. Number 3. Build up here. We just clean this up. Build up your savings. Now, you are going to build up, after you've created a realistic monthly budget, it has given you the ability not to overspend. So you are on that mark right there. Anyone that doesn't have vision, and you understand vision can be a goal. So one, vision. You see vision there? It could be your goal. It could be dream. They are all the same. Okay? So your vision or your goal, if you have a vision, you want to work according to that. So I said to myself, in the next 3 months, I'm buying a brand new vehicle for myself. So I'm going to work towards it. If you create a realistic budget, you will get there. If you build up your savings, it's going to help you. And I'm going to stress a little bit on building up your savings. Okay, see this one. Now, how do you save money? So I go to West Farm, I open bank account. When I open that bank account, I make sure I have checking and savings. Now, I have the ability to, this is checking. Okay. Then savings, okay. Or between this and that, this is where my money goes into. This is where I do all the expenses. So what I do, listen, is that at the end of the month, I have managed to work and make $4,000. Okay, $4,000. My expenses are $3,000. You and I know that it's 2,100 or 2,200. Nobody's going to go over that. Victor, if anybody tell you to go over $2,000 in every month, tell the person you are not helping me. You know, there is a club. When they go and see something in that place where they sell stuff, when it is savings time, you know how they call it? They have reduced the prices. This one, they color it a red one. They have this one, blue one, and then the yellow one. You know what? It's deception. They don't know. Men hardly shop. Listen, I don't say they don't, they do. Men have areas where they do all their shopping. They want to be big. So when they see any young girl that is beautiful, they are attracted to, their money goes there like crazy. They may have a wife at home. They won't look at them. That young girl will be chopping all the big money. Even if a wife carries small money, out of them, they will be shouting and talking. But they carry small money and they go give. Some of the men too, they know how to buy expensive clothes and watches, shoes. They will buy for $400-500. I'm not saying it's not good to buy. If you are Mr. Trump, go ahead and buy them. Are you understanding my point here? But you and I, we have begun life here in the US. We want to go somewhere. It's not time to buy those expensive things. So I am making money. I have $3,000. The expenses, I made this. The $1,000, I move it down here. You know what I did this year? As soon as the year went into the third, on the third, every money I made, I withdraw everything. I paid my rent. I paid everything. By the third, I'm done. I moved everything into the savings. Everything. I'm starting afresh with the checking. Starting afresh. And how do I start afresh? My money comes into my bank account, direct deposit. So as long as it comes in here, the savings is where I don't touch. So he's saying you build up your savings. In other words, every single month, whatever money you make, when the month comes to an end, you are paying all your bills. I will show you something. After you are finished paying all your bills, you move the rest of the money into the savings account. You close the deal. You begin again. The next following month, you begin to build yourself. Okay, listen to this. If you work so much, what gives you joy is when you work so much and you make money and your eyes is able to see dollars in your bank account. If you work and you don't get paid, maybe where you guys work is a professional place, they pay you. But some of the places will work. When the month comes, they are telling you hold on to the check until I tell you to pay in cash. Then you are waiting. You'll be crying inside. Are you understanding me? Yes, you'll be crying inside. When you work and money comes into your hand, it makes you feel too good. Hear this. When you work at the end of the whole day, week, some of us will get paid once a week, others get paid twice every week. Once every 2 weeks. You look at your money that comes home and compare with what you are doing. It makes you go back to work. If you are, you will never step there. You won't step there because you are working and nothing is showing forth. It has become a headache. It has become a problem. I want you to understand, in order for God to double and multiply you this year, you must know how to build up your own savings. In other words, God is going to help you go through things you went through last year, 2021. When in 2021, you did so many expenses. When you look at your assess yourself, you say, what did I use all this money for? You are asking yourself. Nobody's asking. You are asking, where did this money go? Many a times, you are growing. Remember, when you came to US, you were about 30 years old. How old are you now? Already, your hair is falling off. Already, you are growing gray hair already. The problem you have here today is based on what you are doing. Nobody's going to hold you based on what you are doing. If I were you, I would make sure I save money. Now, if you know that you are making $2,000 every month, I will advise you, don't work one job. Depends on what you are looking for. One job will not help you. If you're a business person, you have your own business. That one, the money comes into your own account. And I will tell you now, myself and my wife, we run a business. And every month, she gets paid. even though she owns the business. I asked someone, I said, you have a business, right? I said, yeah, I have a grocery store, I'm running it. I said, how much is all this? He said, I don't know. You know why he doesn't know? He has no idea the profit in the business. He has no idea how to audit her own self and make sure what stock are in the store and what she sold out. So every month, whatever income the businessman goes there, she pays herself, I pay myself, we pay people that work around us, we pay everybody, and the money is right in there. Then what I do is that, listen, I'm not going to put my own money in there. Now, if I do that, I'm messing the company up. I can go for loan and double the forces. So I run a transportation company and I have to buy more vehicles. I watch the business buy its own vehicles. Saving, build up your own savings. In other words, every single thing you buy, you make an account on it. Amen? The next one. Clean this up. It says, pay your bills on time. It will help you keep yourself going. And I'm going to ask how many of us pay our bills on time. Listen, this is real. And I have seen that. As I'm here now, every day I wake up, and because I'm in charge over the church, I make sure the rent is paid. Today, it occurred to me twice. I said, I have to pay the bills. I wish I could just write 2 months check, boom, go and put it out there, and I'm relaxed. You will never get to pay your bills on time. If you can save enough money, you pay your bills on time, then you close your ears. You know that you are working, your bills are already paid. You don't have to worry anybody about it. The reason why you build up savings, I'll tell you. Then the reason why you pay bills on time is because you were able to track your expenses daily. You pay bills on time. You pay bills on time. Electricity bill, as long as you see it pop up, you pay. They bring the bill, they give you about 10 days to pay. Is that right? Mm-hmm. The bills come 10 days, you have to pay. So what you do, as soon as I see mine, I'm giving mine as an example. As soon as I see it landed, I pay, I push it right there because I don't have money to clear it off. And it's gone. I don't have to worry myself about it. My wife said to me today, she said, the school fees has come. We should pay the school fees. I said, but I thought I gave you money for. You see where it is. Now I have to go back in there and do what and pay. So I said to myself, if I can, let me just pay about 2-3 months more. And then I am free. Is that right? If I can, I will pay the whole year. And then I am even free. If I can afford it. That's where it comes in. Where this one helps you out is based on your savings power. If you don't know how to save, you are always going to be in trouble. This is what helps you and moves you into power. And so again, never forget, paying your bills on time is what has helped many of us. So sometimes a husband can do the payment. Sometimes you can easily forget. But if one of you is a manager, let the person do it. If both of us can't manage it, then we have a big problem. You know what we do? We set them on reoccurring payment. This is what it is, reoccurring. Okay? Reoccurring means that you set up a payment to your bank, or you set it from your bank into the vendor's account. So every month you don't have to do anything. Whether you go to, whatever you are doing, you travel, you don't have to worry yourself. It comes through. My insurance payment, they come into my account straightforward. Many of you hate to do that, and I'll tell you why it's good, why it's not good, based on what you are doing. So if you are paying a bill, your rent, we all know that comes in first. If you cannot afford to pay your rent, listen, go and live with your grandfather and your grandmother. Or in the truth, that's the basis of it. I will not buy clothes to wear if I don't pay my rent. I know I had a plan. My mortgage was too much for me one day. I've been paying this mortgage every day. I said this time I will mess them up too. So I called a professional. He said this is the only way you can do it. Miss payment of about 4 to 6 months. Don't pay anything. They will come back to you and they will fix the problem. I said yes, sir. I made first payment, second payment, 10 payment. My credit score went boom. What do I do? He said, don't worry, it's okay, just focus. After 5 months, they called me and said, what do you want to do? You want to modify? I said, yes. He was right. They agreed with me, reduce the price I was supposed to pay so low. And then I began to rebuild it back up. That was a plan. Other than that, you don't miss payments when it comes to bill. What you can be hooked up to, we called your electricity bill, your phone bill. Your phone bill, yeah, put it on reoccurring. Reoccurring, I will tell you your rent. Reoccurring, what again? Your phone, right? How many of you does a reoccurring payment? Okay, you do that. Reoccurring, you know what it is? You don't. Your husband do the payment, right? Yes, that is why you know. Yes, you do reoccurring. It's beautiful. That is the only way. Sir, I hope you are paying attention. They have what is called reoccurring payment. If you are in charge over your home, you connect your bank account to that. If you don't have some, then you are done. You must have a bank account or a credit card. Then you connect it to your bank. So the people are not calling saying you forgot to pay your bill. It will never happen. So you set them up, your rent, your car, utility bills, insurance. But again, only thing you don't do is food. Don't do food. Hello? Don't do food. You can't do it. It's not real okay. But there are certain items you don't want to go with, and I'll show you in a minute. Is that okay? Okay. Number 5. Let me go there quickly. Clean down here for me. Number 5, he says, cut back on reoccurring charges. And I just said it's good to go on reoccurring. But here he's saying what? Cut back. Let me write it down. Number 5. Now, when he says cut back reoccurring charges, it's very simple. You know how, Pastor Prince, it is. I sign up for a credit with a credit company to check my credit score. They said, you see, she's there. What they do, they know how to trick you into it. They said, before you do it, sign up. You sign up, they said you have to add your bank account with it. Then they let you put your bank account to it and lock you in. They said we are not charging you. Then they write underneath it, 30 days time, you should call and cancel. If you forget to do it, they will start taking money out of you. They do to you before. Yes. That is what this one is saying. Cut back reoccurring charges. Now you understand how they do it now. They are very tricky. Now, what they do is that they write the letters very small underneath. Pastor Prince, your mind will never go. And as soon as you even do it, you will think you will remember. Jeff, you will never remember. This is not part of your bills, all your electricity, your gas, your rent, your mortgage, your car, everything. It's not part. So they hide between. By the time you know, they hit your account. Boom! And if you are somebody that doesn't know, you don't check your bank account, that's when you have a problem. If you check your bank account, for me, I don't know how many times I check my account, Pastor Prince. And many a times, if you don't have money in your account, you won't check. But Jackie will come to you and say, Daddy, I want to see my bank account. She knows she has something in there, is that right? And I don't tell them, take your money to bank. They've learned it by being with us. So she will ask, can I see my bank account? I say, forget it. She will go around and come back. Yeah, I want to see that one. The reason is that if you're able to look at your bank account, you will know somebody hit your account. And there have been other countries that get into your bank account. And Sister was telling me a few days ago, someone seized her phone. She's holding her own phone. But someone decided to connect and reconnect, disconnect. Who? Thank you. And held her bank account. While she's talking on the phone, her phone went bare. Not knowing they are doing transaction. They took 1,000, boom. Another 1,000, boom. The money is going. Then the bank elected and said, listen, they stop it and put the money, drop the money back. And she got an alert on the email. Your account has been held. If you don't check your bank account, it will always do that to you. So reoccurring will hit your bank account and you'll be in trouble. Stay away from anything that you have no business doing. Many a times, they will tell you, well, if you want to get a credit card from this store, do this, we'll give you benefit and all of that. By the time you are hooked up to it, reoccurring, you'll be taking money. Oh, you may not have experienced that. Most of us that love to shop will be dealing with this, and this will eat your money. Don't do it. Cut back on reoccurring charges. Now, he says, number 6, he says, save up cash to afford big purchases. I said 7. We stayed on the number 1. We're going to, you see how quick I'm running? Yes, I want to be out of your way. Now, he says save up cash, right? Save up cash to afford. Thank you. Can you read that for me, please?
Save up cash to afford big purchases.
Can you read that for me?
Yeah. Save up cash to afford big purchases.
Good. Baby, can you read that for me? Yes. You can see. I read, that's what I'm writing. I want you to be able to see. Baby, can you do that for me? Can you see?
Save up cash to afford big purchases.
Is that true? Yes, sir. In the back. Mr. Red, can you read the last one for me? You can see, your eyes is deep. Huh? That's what you can see. Hey, that's why I need you guys to sit in front here with me. It says save up cash to afford big purchases. Do I have a plan in 2022? Yes. Do I have a plan for the year 2023? Yes. Let me ask. How many of us have plans to buy a home next year? You are here, you have a plan to buy your own home next year. Let me see your hand. I am with you on that one. I am with you. You too. How about yourself? Huh?
I'm not 100% sure.
Sure, that's good enough. I'm just asking who is ready. This year, they have no plans yet, so they are not going to plan. So by the time they hit next year, they are going to go. Why am I asking this question? That is what comes in. Another question. I need to buy a car. I need to purchase a vehicle. I need to go further and buy something big. Yes, I want to go home. I heard that they are selling a property. The property, because listen, I felt it is better to buy a home abroad than buy a land and build on them. I don't believe in those too much. I ended up in that situation. But sir, it is too bad. You have a question? Why? Good question. Anybody has a question?
That's what you mean in America or
Back home in Africa. See, there are two things. I will come there. Somebody will even answer. Jeffrey, are you ready to answer the question for her? He's saying why. Mama, be ready. I'm going to help me answer. She's saying why. You want to answer? Help me. Yes. Mama, listen.
Because the people who are in charge of the materials you're buying, they don't do a good job. They are doing it for themselves. Because all the time you end up spending double, that's what that is saying. Double what you used to build the same house. They will end up building their own house and yours at the same time with your money.
Okay. Let me answer. It's simple. She just nailed it. I hope you understand what she said. Can you say something? Even if you have experience, I beg, talk to me.
Yeah, I believe that whatever your heart desires, you will get it in the market. So, especially when you are not there and then you send money back home, sometimes most of the things will not be exactly as you have presumed. Why? Because of your in-presence or because of your absence. And then even if you spend that much to get the right materials, sometimes they can be mismanaged or misused or abused. And when it happens that way, you have to double what you paid earlier because you stay in seat to get the same thing. So you are paying twice for something which should have been effected once. So when you have the money in cash, just do your touring. That time you are there. You test the market and see what is favorable. You pay cash, you get it once off without any stress and
No wonder you're a teacher. Afford big purchases. Go ahead, sir.
Sometimes some people will say, I will save and go maybe once a year or twice a year. Then you calculate that money too. You are going because you are building. You leave America, you are going to Ghana for 1 month. Every month you make $4,000 in America. That one is gone. You estimated 5,000 as your plane ticket, the money you spend over there, 5,000. That's what you are going to spend. Plus your 4,000 you've lost, making 9,000. So every year the money you are losing and your expenses make it to be 9,000. Multiply by 3 years, 4 years, you have to build your house.
Let me give you a quick key.
Sometimes that depends on the price I do.
Let me tell you 3 things. And I want you to take this. It's an experience. If you are married, you are running between 2 families. Me, I want my family to build. You, be my wife, you want your uncle to build. If I don't let your uncle build, and I let my brother build for me, for us, you are going to your uncle and everything, your focus is you should miss it. So that you get something to nail it. Didn't I tell you? He was going to eat our money. The same thing go on the other party. Okay, hold on. You go into another person, literal person that is not for the family. Let the person also do it. I want to tell you something. Many a times, you end up, the land the person purchased will not have a right document. He's not the one. You, even if you want, you go and say, well, I will buy it myself and I will look at it. When you go to Africa, are you able to spend a whole year there? No. I bought 44 plots of land in Accra. I paid pretty good money. You see, 4 of the plots, no, about 6 of them, they were right on the seashore, where I could be too rich. When I got there, time has come. I cried, I wept, and I'm telling you today something that I cried over. Only my mom knows what I'm talking about. She has to console me on the phone to keep me going.
I went with you, Daddy.
You were there. I'm not lying. Okay, I have completely a witness. Listen, you know what happened to me? They took the whole land from me.
What is for? Huh?
Listen, it was a battle. Listen, I did this with my
Daddy,
brother.
when you want to land down, let me know.
Mama,
Let me know. I'm serious. That's the business my brother doing.
I know. That is what is going to happen. That is what is telling me to tell you that it be very careful. My own brother, my mother has 4 boys. I am the last boy. I follow him and he follows the other person. The other one knew everything. He led me beside the still waters and not knowing it was a bitter water. He will restore. This one he did not restore. Hear this. By the time I knew, I couldn't let them go. I went and did my findings. It's terrible if I want to tell you what happened to them. I ended up, as I talk to you now, I have about 14 of them. Out of the 44 I lost. I hired a lawyer. The lawyers went and did their verifications. They brought me a report and said everything is, and everything is what? It's good. Listen, I'm giving you information. Listen, everything that I tell you is something I have gone into. I'm bringing them to you. The lawyer stepped in, they checked, rechecked, and told me everything is good. I drove right to the place. I went to the boss. I said, this is my land. These are the documents. Check for me. They went, took 13 minutes, they came back. They said, no, this land belongs to 2 people.
They didn't register it. Yeah.
I have gone in to do my registry. Those people there is a fight over the same plot of land they've given me. I said, Lord, what do I do? Listen, the reason why I have come to a point, this one, buy a home, buy a land and build. There are disadvantages on every one of them. So you cross-check which is good, then you go for them. If I want to tell you what happened to this one and how I managed to get the 14, you will be shocked. The 14, I paid so much money. He's aware. When I paid so much money, they said, well, we are taking you 14. I was close to the sea. They took me out of there and said they can't do anything, but they are going to give me another one and I should pay for that. By the time I knew I spent a chunk of money in that area, you know what happened? I have put fence around it. I am here and the caretaker called me and said, listen, they have broken into the land again, the 14, and they have started digging, making the foundation. I called him, I said, what are we going to do? He looked at me, but God is faithful. I said, listen, the man that sold the land to me is the king of the place. Bear with me. I will give the contract to the same man to go and build for me. So I called him. I know they have come to temper with the land. I asked my boy, go and cover all the foundation. He went and did it. Those people attacked him and they told him, you go see whoever sold it to you. So I told the king, I said, sir, I need your help. He said, what can I do for you? I said, the plot of land, I need you to go and build something on it for me with a warehouse. First of all, build 2 bedrooms, 2 of them on the land to secure it. He said, that is not a problem, I'll do it for you. So the king himself sent his group. How much money did I send? I'm not supposed to send that money. But because he was a king, when he asked me, bring this one, I could not say no. And I know they are cheating me, but I will send money. When he went there, they were building, they started doing the work. Those people came in. And whoever was working on the call said, Nana, that means, okay. People have come on the land though. He said, who? He quickly took microphone and called, phone, and called whoever owns it. He called and the person said, we are sorry, Nana. We didn't know you are the one on that project. We thought it was for that pastor. Yes. They sold the land, the whole chunk of land to someone. And when they realized the man is holding the land, that is when I was secure. So I allowed the man to build it. When they got to a certain point, I told him, Nana, thank you. I will never forget myself, my relationship between you and I. But I am now giving the project to a contractor to handle it. That's how I am able to secure. Listen, if someone sells a house to you, you go to court, everything, paperwork, everything must be legitimate. land and the builder, whoever is going to build for you, if they have to use $2 to do it for you, they will use 20 to do it. The 18 out of it, he will use it to build his own. You trust the person just like you are saying. It's because you haven't seen the person cheating you.
That's what my husband's brother did to me.
And that's what.
For you too?
No,
That haven't happened to you before. It is to you.
I know how to follow them because I was into it before.
He has experience. He knows. He was into it before. Listen, the key there, I will advise you now that you are here. You know, by 2 years you want to put your family somewhere else. You learn from experience. You learn from experience. It is so hard. So instead of buying a land and build on it, you buy a house. And how do you do that? Big purchases is big. You save towards them.
That's what they can equally do it to you when you're buying a house. They can.
Listen, sir, it is possible, but it's very slim. It is very slim. For example, a house built on, and you are purchasing a whole house, and you can now investigate seriously about it. Land is fishy. Fake documents are going on. If I have to buy a home, who owns that home? I have realized that for me to buy a home, I go to those billionaires who buy estate houses, plot of land, and sell them. And you are an American, you can't just buy junk. Are you going to buy a junk? You buy a junk and you want to fix it, then you have that problem. So I'll go to a despot. I say, sir, all of your houses, I want to buy one. I agree with him. Get a very clean 2-3 bedroom house. Very decent. Listen, if you have 2 children, like blessing, 3 bedroom is enough. When he goes home with husband, they will just enter that house. They are not expecting any other person to come in. The 2 children, they are already here going to your college and everything. Mommy, I'm not coming back. Like my good friend whose children are in Canada today. They don't want to go home anymore. He said, what are we doing in Nigeria? Hear me. Save up. So if you're able to save money, you buy a home. Even here. But my advice to you and myself, let us buy a home in America. I will advise you big time. When it is time to go home and relax, you build a small one in the village. Don't break your mother's the village property and building. That will be all the witches will come against you. I'm begging you, don't do that. What you want to do, you buy a small land there and then you put something on there. In case there is a funeral out the village, you just go and then visit. Listen, it is good to buy a property if you can afford it. 2-3 bedroom, you enjoy. But again, you are living here most of your life. If you buy a quick house back home or you build a mansion back there today, someone is going to enjoy at your expense. And when you want it, you know what has come now? Some of you, you buy a house, you don't want your family to know. I will tell you it's terrible. You will give it to a caretaker. That is what is happening today. They leave it in there and they say it belongs to them. You know how they do it? They carry your soul to the jujuma. Yeah. This man should never visit Ghana anymore. Yeah. Because they know your family don't know about it. Including me. When I talk about this one I'm able to secure, you ask me how many of my family knows about it. Nobody knows. Even him, he doesn't know where it is. Are you hearing me now? I only have people that take care of them that knows where they are. So when I go to Ghana now, when Mama went, she went there. If you ask her to go and look for it, she will even know. Sometimes even myself, if you say I should go, I will struggle to find because I've been going, maybe I'll find, but I will struggle to go there.
Yeah, unless you use it.
So if God doesn't help me, and the caretaker is working there with me, and he hit my head, and my head breaks, and he's successful, he will bury me in the same land. Then nobody can find it again. Can somebody find it? No? I have a brother in, that is Gabriel, Prophet Gabriel. He purchased a land in Dakota. This guy became too good. He had enough money. He preached in one church and they gave him $40,000 just for 3 days. He was doing so well. I will tell you. He purchased a land close to the sea. If you ask him where is the land, he don't know where it is. He doesn't know. The last time I talked to him, he said he has a land somewhere else that he's now going to help and build it up. The one he bought in that place, he doesn't know where it is missing. He called one of his brothers. He said, "Can you help me buy it? Can you go and show me?" He said, "How can I show? I don't even know where it is too." The land is already gone. You see, that is how you mismanage your finances. Listen, I'm not asking you don't enjoy here. Enjoy. Listen, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you now. The house that I want to buy now, I want to buy a superb home. When you walk in and you are walking, gold will be falling from all over the place. Baby, that is our next project. Mama will not carry anything there. You will just go into that house, you look around, you say, "Sir, I need this much money." And that is what I want. I rented a place back home in Ghana. And if I tell you how much, it's just 2 bedrooms. So that when we move, we find a place to sleep. I sleep mostly in the guest houses. 2 bedrooms. At this thing, I don't think Mama even know about what I'm talking about. But when she hears it, she will shout. For 1 year. By next week, they are going to furnish the place. If I tell you the amount of money that I've sent just to get it set up, including the rent, Ghana money, 75,000. You are asking, they want to know how much, huh? 2 bedroom. You know now, when we enter into one of the places, you saw it and the Lord showed you, and we left. Yeah. 75,000. Now, bring the 75,000, let's take it to the United States. And it's just, how much is it? The truth behind it is that, listen, if you convert this into dollars, are you converting it for me already? Yeah, he did this student work here. 12,500. Listen, I asked myself, someone is selling a home, selling a land. You can easily use this money to purchase one. Now, 2 bedroom that you rented for 1 year, and you have to spend this much money. You will go and borrow credit. So, but if you save money, you might be able to do it. Hear me. The truth behind everything we do, I'm bringing everything to an end before we take our offering, we go home today. Next week, I'm expecting to come back. But I'm almost done. I have my last point to make. I won't make it up in 2 hours. I also told you that there is a way we can train and teach our children how to be able to work on their own finances. So when your child is about 15 years old, he already knows what to do with your money. They go to school. Ex-president, Liberia ex-president, may the Lord keep his soul. Ex-president, what was it? Sergeant Doe. Is that right?
Yeah,
Doe. His son, it's an article I read. His son wanted a luxurious life. He called me and said, "You are a fool. You are going to go to school, you will take taxi. I'm not going to pamper you like that. You can't have all kinds of parties around." When I saw it, I said, "Mr. President, a man that has Liberia on his fingertips, your children should go through this." I asked myself, it's a mode of discipline. It's not everything they want you to dump it to them. Don't do it. Don't do it. I said, don't do it. Not everything they want you can't give it up. What are you doing? My mother said you are spoiling the children. Even though you have it, don't throw it at them like that. Is that right? Yes. You know someone like that. You see, and it depends on how you live life. Again, there will be a rich man, son, and the poor man's son, like me, you know I don't have anything, and my son, and they begin life, they are in the same class. Maybe you go to a rich school, my son doesn't go to a rich school, a government school, and they begin to take off. The possibility of the rich man's son mismanaging his father's resources that the man died and gave to him is 80% sure. He can easily do that, abuse it. Now, my son knows that daddy don't have anything. Why are you struggling to make it big? It's because he doesn't have anything. So if he don't try, his siblings won't even do well. Yes. So he managed even common soup he prepared. He's managing it. Then the children say, Daddy, you are stingy. You have money, you don't want me to enjoy. Daddy, you are stingy. It is not about that. It is about building a solid life for them. What is the legacy even for the children? Let us show them the way they should go. So when they get to a certain point in their life, they will not regret it. And so again, save up cash to afford big purchases. Don't go and borrow. Many times, if you can save and buy them on your own, it is good. Credit card, manage through credit card. When you buy anything with your credit card, pay the money right there. Whose credit score is 800? Go ahead.
But sometimes it's good to buy a credit card because if you buy it, you'll be buying on credit card to pay the other.
That is very good. We've talked about this. Credit cards are very important. They help your credit score. But don't take too many of them.
Yeah.
The most I would advise you take, maybe take 2. Yes.
Well, I've told them to look for credit cards. They always say you have to keep your balance at 15%.
It is hard.
Never use
Above.
more than 15% of your, no, 30%. So if you have 5,000, you can only use 1,500 of your credit card.
Have you ever done yours like that?
Oh, yeah, my credit score is excellent.
Good. Oh, thank God. Let's go hands together for her. We got it now. She will go stand for us. Let's is that right? You see, you heard what she said? She said, oh no. She's protecting her credit.
Yeah.
The key there, in order to do well, one of those things that you want to look into is to have a sound credit score. And having a sound credit score, don't sign for people. Anybody that doesn't have good credit don't know how to manage life. So they abuse them. You see how your credit is good? Yes. It's because you know how to manage your life. Spending a credit card. Well, I connected the credit card and they gave me $15,000 on it. It's big. $15,000. Then they say you can have a cash out of it. If you spend over 50, your credit score will go down. And if you buy something today, then in 5 days' time or in a week or 2 weeks or at most a month, you pay everything off. Your credit will be boiling. But some of us, we don't know how to do that. And so because you cannot manage it, I won't advise you to go for credit cards. I personally will not. I have some. If I go in my wallet to receive few of them, I will not advise. I advise to you. Go for credit card, but the most you want to go will have been 3. Take 2 of them. Use them. When you use them, they will be coming to you. Can you get a credit card? Let me give you a loan. They bombard my phone every day like 100 times. When they call me, they say, come for money. I say, money? I am too rich to borrow money. That's what I tell them. I'm too rich to borrow. Meanwhile, I am not rich. Hello? 2022 will be rich in Jesus' name. Are you understanding my point now? How many of us work 2 jobs? Be sincere with me. You are here, you have 2 jobs. No. Lift your hands, I want to see. Thank you, man of God. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Who else? Yeah, Mama, you have 2 jobs. Those of us that don't have 2 jobs, you work 1 job. It's okay. If you are married and you are living with your husband, your expenses can easily be 1. Because you work together, your rent and everything, it minimizes your cost of expenses. It increases your ability to save enough money. So I will tell you this. If you have 2 jobs, focus on spending one on your life. The other one, make sure it's meant for savings. I'm begging you today. Do not go over that. It's because you want to live life and you don't want to live like a poor person. It is good to wear nice shoes. It is good to have a clean shirt. When your wife step out there, they know this is Mr. Amsterdam's wife coming. When you appear, they say, that is Mr. John's wife coming. When I step out there and my wife walks with me, they look at her, I am in charge. Hello? You want to live life, but in order to be very successful, create a realistic monthly budget, build up your savings. You need to save money. In order to be able to save enough, pay your bills on time. Then cut back recurring charges. Finally, it says save up cash to afford big purchases. 2022, we are going to save cash. We are going to make sure we save cash or invest our money where we can't go broke, where we can't lose money. Amen. If you have a question, I'll use 2 minutes. I'll allow you to ask a question in 2 minutes, and then I'll release us to go. You have a question? Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, for some people that are not disciplined with money, for some people that are not disciplined with money, and they want to buy a house, maybe in Africa, is it okay to get a loan with a good credit when you use that bunch of money and be building, so you don't keep them waiting, then you'll be paying? It's okay.
It's the best. I will give you 100%. Where's my writing something? I will manage with your question. You got it. Do it. Do you understand what she's asking? She's saying that, is it okay to buy a home or to buy a land to build on it in Africa? Is it good to collect a loan in the United States, carry the money to Africa and build? I would say 100%. Yes, ma'am.
I know when you get money and you go to Africa and build, you don't get them back. So I'm thinking, if you really want to, I don't know, but if you really want to, what's the difference between that?
Okay, let me tell you quickly. The reason why what she's saying I will work with her, it might not be 100%, is that everybody wants a loan. How many of you have not borrowed money? How many of you have not borrowed money? I love you. Truly speaking, instead of taking time, you work, you save some money, you go to Africa and build and come back, I would rather collect money. What do we collect money here for? We buy homes. We buy for how much? 400,000 today. 400,000. That's what we use to buy a home here. Do we come out with the whole money and pay them off? No. We do it by monthly payment. If your credit score, like this, your credit is too good, okay? So your credit score is about 820, okay? So it is good. You can easily go to bank and show your pay stubs. Your pay stub shows that you are making every month about $6,000. The bank will give you the money. They ask you, what are you doing? You say you are using it to fix up your home. Then you ask them to give you maybe 100. They can easily give you 50 to 100,000. I will take the money and I'll be making payment. It is the same as buying a car and making payment towards the car. Are you understanding me? Yeah. Go ahead.
So this is my situation. I refuse buying houses in Africa.
Okay.
The reason is I don't plan going to Africa. I don't have a plan moving over. Or like, I know most people, they buy houses, nobody stays there. It ends up becoming just a show. Like when I go home Christmas, I want to move into this mansion, and people know the bush for life. For me, it's like, if I'm buying a place in Africa right now, I want to know in 10 years, like my home, if I use the same amount to invest in America, that same home in 20 years, I'm able to sell that home, make income out of that money and interest. But if I build that same home in Africa, so for me, it would depend on the reason I'm building that home. If I'm building for a show, I'm not going to go. If I'm building for
Let me give you a little clue. I'm coming. Your question, I understood your question perfect. What she's saying is a different scenario. Okay. What she's saying is that it's time for her to build a home in Africa. Is it okay, instead of going back and forth, just like the Pastor Prince was explaining, it is better you get the money as a loan in chunk. You go and like you are building the home now back home. The home is not finished yet. The rest of it, why don't you borrow money to go and fix it? It depends on for me, I felt that I'm not going to Africa to settle anytime soon. So, for example, I have rented a place. I just told you I've rented a place. Do you know that I have rented a place? The last time I went to Ghana, I was coming is when I paid for it. I have never put my eyes in the house. I have not slept there. And they are charging every month. It is going in waste. So you advise me, is it better for me? Because if I go, I stay in a hotel that costs me maybe Ghana, we call it 200. 200, how much is it here? No, it's about maybe $50 or less, maybe 35 or so. Are you understanding? Okay, so I see that anytime I go, I have to pack, then go here, pack, go here is trouble for me. Why don't I settle down and then do it? So I end up renting the place. But if I have a home, it's good. If I can easily afford it. Then you look at management skills. So for you, it is time to go and buy and build. That is why I will agree with you. But if you are not going to settle anytime soon, like Jirade said, you know your target is you are going to settle in the next 15 years. I want to ask, watch me. For the past 2-3 years now, Pastor Prince, I've been going to Africa too many times. Do you know why I go there too many times? I go too many times because I'm running a business there. If I don't go there, someone is chopping my money. So I want to go back to Africa every 2 months if I can. So I'll leave this month ending. Then when I come back, I'll spend about 2 months. Then she will also go. When she comes back, I have to go. If I don't go, someone is enjoying the money. I have someone managing it. I have somebody overseeing certain things. They themselves, they begin to fight, hit their head together. Where is the money? You are laughing, you know, right? And the truth is that that's the reason why it is good for me to build a home. But for you, you are not going.
Some of us, like, is for real estate. You're renting it out.
Okay. Listen, another point.
I understand, but when we read like we look at like financial books and stuff like that, they say most of the times the poor man is kept in debt because the only thing about one thing, I want to get money to buy a house. You're investing $300,000, $400,000 in the house. By the time you're getting back that $300,000, $400,000, because you have to pay your interest with the house, you know, real estate, it's good. It's an appreciating asset. But a lot of time, as a rule of thumb, they say if you're going to borrow money because of interest and whatever, your number one goal is to always keep your interest low. So you want to invest, if you're going to get a loan, is to invest in something that will pay that loan right away and use that profit to build it in a house, because your house is going to be appreciating with time. But for you to get back that $400,000 that you're investing in real estate, to get it back in 20, 30 years, the interest that you built up is not worth you getting the loan. So if maybe you get a loan and you say, oh, I'm going to do business.
No, that's a beautiful scenario. So it's there. For example, I have, by God's grace, I have what it takes to do that. Okay? Recently, somebody dashed me a land when I went to Ghana, and of course I wanted to buy, and that land was going to cost me $200,000 US. That plot of land, just one plot of land. I'm not kidding.
What happened to that?
$200,000. Okay, so I have the land. When I go now, I want to see if I can get things situated. The mind is saying, build one house there. You build one house, you and your family go, you stay in there. Pastor Prince go, he's a son. So that portion is for him too. He go, he settles and comes back because he's going to stay at most 1 month. Even 1 month, he will stay in Accra. Watch what is happening to him. So it bothers my mind. I can use the same plot of land and build 4-story building. Frida, is that what you're planning?
No, sir.
1, 2, 3, 4. This is one apartment, 3 bedroom. 3 bedroom. This one is 2. This one is 2. This one is 2. This one is 2. Then, if I want, instead of this one, will be my own. The 2 combined. That is kept when I travel there, I have it. Now, I will use these other ones to make money. Listen, there is something happening. I just told you I am spending, $12,000, $500 for something. Listen, the pastor, I'm not stopping. In here, by God's grace, something good is in here. Watch what I'm thinking. The place that I rented, I put too much money decorating the house. There is what they call B&B.
Airbnb. Airbnb.
It's Airbnb. Okay, so let me do it BB. Now, if air or whatever they call it, when I went to Ghana, I said I want to see how they have it. So I went and stayed somewhere for 3 days in Accra, very close to the airport. I stayed 3 days where I could stay in a guest house that full security for me and life is 100% protected. I didn't go because I wanted to do the same business, so I want to go and stay there for 3 days. They charged me $70 per night for 3 days. Now I observed what is there. So I said to myself, this place that I've rented, I'm not living in there. Okay. Do you think it's not good enough after I put everything? Every single room has a TV. The whole house is on. The kitchen has a small TV in there. That's me. You have to be paid sometimes. Okay. So I give that home to a manager and say, please put it up and bring it down for me every single day. I can easily make $50 every day just for that. Am I not covering my debt? It is wisdom. So if I'm able to have this, I can easily rent some of them out and maintain this particular area as my base. When I go, I settle. Then the rest of them are bringing money. And truly speaking, depending on where you build, real estate in Africa, as she said, is booming today.
You make your money.
Too much money. Listen, America, you live in a house, apartment, you pay once every month. Now, if anybody collects this 3 bedroom, I can easily get enough thousands of dollars for one room for 3 years. Too much money. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But to put this down too, remember, I'll be looking about $500,000. If it's no more, it will go that far. So it depends on where you are building your home. Somebody made me an offer. They know I am an investor. I'm sorry, I'm taking too much time. It's 9 o'clock. Somebody got to go. Truly speaking, somebody made an offer today and said, sir, there is a plot of land with a house on there. Can you purchase it? And when I look at it, my wife look at it, she asked me, what are you thinking about it? They are asking for, you tell me if it is wrong. You Ghanaians, are you here? Okay, so Ghana currency, is that how you spell it? This is how you do it, right? Or you do it this way? Okay. Then it says 15,000. He made it 15. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What is this? Huh?
150 million.
150 million. What does that mean? If you compare to the old currency, that the old currency is talking about or what? This is how they wrote it and said it to me. 15 million.
Yeah.
15 million. New currency.
I don't know if that's what he's calling it.
Yeah. 15 million.
Okay. If you convert this, can you convert it to dollars for me? I'll tell you why I turned it down quickly. Did you get it? Okay, she's showing you the place. I'm waiting for you, sir. See, the things we do, it is always to consult someone. I've had too many people call me and they are asking, I have this much money, what do I have to do with it? I want to go home and do that. I want to go and do that. I will completely give them analysis, what they can use their money to achieve, if it will not work. It is easy. What do you call it? No, it won't be up to that much. That's too high. Are you sure? No.
That is what it is. That is 2.5 million.
No, 100 is 2 point. No, it will be possibly 5 billion is 500,000. Is that right? So 5 billion, I will say, or 6 billion. We're doing a small analysis and bear with me. Bless you, you're already sleeping on me. Okay, so 6 billion, I would say, is $100,000. But are you understanding me? So that is what I carry it to be. So if I say 6 billion is 100, then can you help me? If you're a student here, I want to see if your mind is here. Now, 6 billion into 15 billion, how many will you get? You say 6 plus 6 is what? 12. Then you have 3 in there. So 6 plus 6 here is another 100. Then the 3 is 50. So it will be 250. So what you were calculating as whatever you were calling it is just 250,000. But I mean, you understand?
Yeah, the way you wrote it.
Okay.
But if it's 15,000 divided by 6, 15 million
divided by 6. That is what you will get though. You will get $250,000 American money. That's exactly what you're going to get.
No, that is 2.
It is, of course, it's billion. You will call it billion in a way. So you say 15,000. Is it 15,000?
50 million.
50 million.
Well, yeah, that's 150 million.
In your currency.
The old currency. So it's it can be 15 billion.
The Ghana money is up than the dollar. Whatever.
No.
Because the way they are calculating, it shows that.
Is that what it is? With what you are saying? No, that is good to go and buy if that is true. Maybe you should call them again.
He didn't text well.
Okay.
What he text on is 15 million. Right? 15 million, and it can be new old Ghana city.
It can be, maybe they made a mistake. Okay, so I did analysis on this and I'm telling myself it's not working. Are you understanding me? Let me conclude here very, very quickly. It's a big decision to make. Ma'am, if I am your counselor, what you want to do, I will advise borrow money to go and do it. And then you make the payment while you are here. Now, you buy small money, you go and do some, and you come back. You are investing into a job. Don't do it, you lose money. It's rather you keep the money to yourself. Never forget. You are buying.
She made a statement before she brought up. She said, those who cannot keep money, there are some people when they see 50,000 in their account, they don't want to go again.
Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, okay. There are some people when they see 20,000, they don't want to go again.
Yes.
And it looks like
too much money.
That's too much money. And there are some people, they have good hearts.
Yeah.
As soon as it's 20,000, if somebody asks 1,000, I don't know why.
No. I will tell you now. If those of you that know how to borrow people money, it's not good. Don't be borrowing money.
So it's
Ben, don't borrow money. Don't do it.
so with her, it is. I agree with
Mr.
her with what.
Don't borrow money. You don't borrow. I'm hungry. I need some loan. You are telling me you won't borrow. How will I be able to give up? You see, my words are true now. Don't borrow. Me too. I want money. How will it do? Sometimes there are certain people that are so close to you. When they need help, you have to step up and help them. But especially someone that doesn't know how to pay back, don't do it. Don't do it. You will know. If you live with them, you will know that certain people, if you borrow them, they won't pay back. You will know. Some of them, they will quickly pay back. Those people, it's worth it to help them when they need it. Like somebody borrowed money from Geraldine. Up to today, about almost 3 years now, the person has not been able to pay. That was just $2,000. That means the person don't want to pay. So say the person come to you to say, borrow me money. You just give the person $100. They say, you this money, I dash you. Now, amen. All right. I want us to appreciate God tonight. Bring the service to a close. You can now go home. But before you do, carry an offering and bring it before God. Carry an offering and bring it before God. Today, I was going through some information and I realized we were selling some businesses, very lucrative businesses. I looked at it, I went out, I came back, I looked at it again. I went to sleep, took a nap. As a place, I went back and looked at it again. Yeah. The business looks good. It is very tempting. Amen. I will tell you about it. You see me in secret, I'll tell you about it. All right, carry your offering.